Let's take a look at the UFL power rankings for week 5. This one's going to be a little tough for me to go through, thanks to our main man, Jonathan Klink, for his updates. So, of course, number 1, Birmingham Stallions. They're undefeated. They're 5-0. They beat Houston. We knew they were going to do that. They are definitely number 1 on the list. Number 2, Cacaw is the law, my friends. We will see you in St. Louis for the UFL championship game. I have a feeling St. Louis will be part of that. The way they are firing all cylinders. Here's an interesting thing to look at the St. Louis Battlehawks. So they're 4-1, number 2, and they only lost to Michigan in that big, crazy game with the kick by Jake Bates. But they beat Arlington. That was kind of close, 27-24. Now the offense started to get going. Remember, they defeated San Antonio on the road and with a good defense. They put up 31 points. Memphis Showboats, they've been bad all season long, put up 32 points. And then against the DC Defenders, put up 45 points. Ja'Cour Pearson is back in the lineup. I think they have the best wide receiving core in the league, and also Jacob Saylor is probably one of the better running backs in the league. So their offense is firing on all cylinders. They have Pitta. They have a good defense. They a matchup against the Birmingham Stallions in a championship game in the Dome would be fantastic. St. Louis is looking like they're going to buzzsaw. But again, nothing, you never know. We all know what happened with the Arlington Renegades, and also injuries. Don't want to put that out there, but that is a thing that could happen as well. San Antonio Brahmas at number 3. Definitely, I believe that. I am concerned about Quentin Dormady as their quarterback. He hasn't really put up great numbers. They just ran all over Arlington. They defeated Michigan 19-9 in week 4, but didn't really put up a lot of points like they do with Chase Garbers. So we will have to see how they do, and hopefully he comes back later on in the season. Michigan Panthers, I agree, at number 4. They're 3-2. They seem to be the other playoff team headed in this league, as now we're going to start talking about elimination of playoffs and all that kind of stuff after week 6. They defeated Memphis 35 on the road. CJ Perry was out, but they just ran all over with Matthew Colburn and Wes Hills just crushing it. So Danny Etling, not super fan of his. We will have to see where that goes. DC Defenders on the outside looking in, crushed at home. And I've heard people, while I was hanging out at the games, the offensive coordinator, Reggie Barlow, Jordan Tamu, no. Wide receivers are dropping balls. He's got nobody to throw to, and they have no running game either. So it is not on. I think they stacked up their defense, which I think is better this year. They just dropped DJ Swearinger. I was surprised by that because he's one of the better players, but they wanted to give younger guys an opportunity. I mean, I don't. Then why do you have them in the first place? I don't know. But they did that to bring in some younger guys, I guess, to see how they do. But we have to turn that game around this week. This is a critical game if the DC Defenders want to keep pace with the Michigan Panthers for that final playoff spot. Houston Roughnecks at 1-4. Of course, everybody loses to Birmingham. They lost last week. They were 6. DC Defenders were ranked 4, and then they dropped down to 5. Then we got Arlington Renegades at number 7 at 0-5. They lost to everybody. They've been 0-7. And then the Memphis Showboats, he has them at 8. They did win one game. They defeated Houston on the road, but Houston is Houston. But this team has struggled all season long. I would say they're my big disappointments. They're at number 8, and they previously at 8. So, I mean, I agree. I think the Arlington Renegades, even though they're 0-5, they almost beat St. Louis. They almost beat DC. They lost to Houston. That didn't look good. And then San Antonio also. Could Arlington get off the schneid? We'll have to find out. But those are your rankings, your power rankings. How we go into the week 6 season of the UFL.